This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, 5 o'clock, bright and early. You're not Stephanie Roberts.
What? What am I doing up this early?
A different Stephanie. Stephanie Webb now joins us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for the big welcome. Lots of fun. Looking forward to today. The first big show of the day.
Yes. Did you meet John Scalzi yet?
I did. He's right over there. And he's got our weather.
What a great pleasure it is to have you here this morning, Stephanie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're going to love it here. We have a good time in the morning, and I know you have such a great sense of humor. You're going to fit right in. So, pleasure to have you here. We're looking at some very nice weather to start off the work week. That's the good news. Daytime high temperatures will top out mild as they did all weekend long. We have current temperatures around the region, generally in the mid-60s. I think we'll see some patchy fog start to work its way in. Mostly it's inland and to the north right now, but certainly there is that potential for some of it to limit visibilities across the region. Oh, in fact, look, in the last 15 minutes, it has increased around Venice to reduce visibility to a half a mile. Still okay, but we could see the visibility further reduced in many locations. So consider that as you plan your morning commute this morning. There could be some vision limiting fog forming. A little bit of low cloud cover as well, but that will rapidly burn off and bring us a daytime high that'll top out again under mostly sunny skies at about 80 degrees. Boy, there's colder weather coming though, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Little blip there on 301 northbound as you head towards State Road 70. Otherwise, all clear in Manatee County. Farther south, a little congestion there in the eastbound lane on Fruitville once you head toward Tuttle. Otherwise clear in northern Sarasota County. And South County, little blip there at 41 northbound as you're getting past Northport. Otherwise, all clear at 502 on your Monday morning.
All right, our top story this hour, President Trump takes on the FBI and is facing new questions today in the Russia investigation after a series of weekend tweets and attacks on former FBI Director James Comey.
ABC's Kenneth Moten has details from Washington.
President Trump in another fight with fired FBI Director James Comey. The president attacking the bureau, tweeting, after years of Comey, the FBI's reputation is in tatters, worst in history. Comey fired back, tweeting the FBI is honest, the FBI is strong, and the FBI is and always will be independent. The back and forth ignited as the president's legal team worked to explain this tweet from the president's account about former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. I had to fire General Flynn because he lied to the vice president and the FBI.
The president knew he had lied to the FBI, which means that when he talked to the FBI director and asked him effectively to drop this case, he knew that Flynn had committed a federal crime.
The president's lawyer insists he wrote the tweet. The issue is significant because Comey gave sworn testimony to Congress that the president urged him to go easy on Flynn.
I took it as a direction. Right. I mean, this is the president of the United States with me alone saying, I hope this. I took it as this is what he wants me to do.
Trump tweeted, I never asked Comey to stop investigating Flynn, just more fake news covering another Comey lie. It appears special counsel Robert Mueller continues to build his case in the Russia investigation. This after Flynn struck a deal entering that guilty plea Friday.
That plea agreement does not, to me, indicate that there's very much else there.
But top Democrats on Capitol Hill believe we're beginning to see an obstruction of justice case. Comey wasn't the only one who defended the FBI against the president. Fired acting Attorney General Sally Yates tweeted, quote, the only thing in tatters is the president's respect for the rule of law. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
And an FBI counterintelligence expert has been kicked out of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigative team. Very interesting story. Sources say that Mueller removed Peter Strzok because he sent some messages that could be interpreted as pro-Hillary Clinton. Now, those messages were exchanged last year with another FBI expert who also used to work for Mueller. Sources say the wording led to a concern that the messages could be seen as political bias. Before joining the Mueller probe, Strzok led the FBI investigation into Clinton's email server. He returned to the FBI over the summer along with the other expert who received those messages.
The White House is expected to make a decision today on whether to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Big story here. In addition, the sources believe the president will soften the announcement for Palestinians by possibly specifying only West Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. That's opposed to the eastern part of the city, which Palestinians want to claim as their own seat of government. Sources caution nothing is certain until the president makes a final decision on these issues.
And Florida Governor Rick Scott left for Israel on Saturday on a week-long trade mission. He'll be joined by nearly 70 business and education leaders. This comes after a meeting Scott had with the Enterprise Florida Board of Directors this week. Now, in that meeting, Scott pressed the need to ensure lawmakers maintain and replenish the new Florida Job Growth Grant Fund, which has attracted 209 applications from governments and other groups across the state since opening in July. However, Scott has yet to dip into the $85 million that lawmakers set aside this year to attract new businesses to Florida.
Developing overnight, an investigation continues this morning after a body was found Sunday morning near Egmont Key in St. Petersburg. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are investigating after a passerby found a body of a man who appears to be in his 60s. Now, it was just about 2 weeks ago that rescue crews were searching for that in that area for a 64-year-old Frazier Horn, a Cortez Village native who disappeared. His wife reported him missing. His boat has since been found, but not him. Detectives are trying to figure out if yesterday's find is indeed Horn. We'll have more on the story as it becomes available.
And an update now in Tampa as a Seminole Heights neighborhood tries to find a new normal following the arrest of an accused serial killer, helping the transition a newly unveiled addition to that area. The fourth victim, 60-year-old Ronald Felton's image, joining Benjamin Mitchell, Monica Hoffa, and Anthony Naboa in a mural honoring those victims. This as Felton's family continues to look for answers as to why anyone would kill their loved one.
I'm sorry he got killed like that. Like an animal in the street, he didn't have to get killed. My heart go out to the murderer family. I feel sorry for them, very sorry for them.
24-year-old Howell Emmanuel Donaldson III was taken into custody last week for the murder of Felton and the three others in the Seminole Heights neighborhood. Police say Donaldson handed a former co-worker at an Ybor City McDonald's a bag with a gun inside, telling her he expected to leave the state. The woman gave the weapon to police, who traced it to the ammunition used in those four murders over the last 2 months.
2 people escaped a Sunday morning house fire in West Palm Beach. Look at this video. You could see smoke and flames for blocks around Palm Beach Lakes and 17th Street there. This actually happened a few blocks from a marathon taking place on North Flagler Drive. No word yet on how this fire began. It knocked out power to about 27 homes in the area. We have a new app right now, so go to the App Store and look for My Suncoast or WWSB, and you can get breaking news delivered right to your cell phone. Android users will get that update automatically. We're learning new details now about that Jacksonville high school student who disappeared with her soccer coach. New York State Police saw his car and pulled it over near Syracuse. Ryan Rodriguez is now behind bars, facing several charges. We're hearing now for the first time from Caitlin Frasina's parents about getting their daughter back.
We're looking forward to a lot more time together and being able to get back home and move forward as a family.
It's been difficult. I'm glad to have my daughter back where I know I can protect her and keep her safe, as a father always wants to do.
The girl climbed out her bedroom window. She left behind her cell phone, which had been fully erased. Back on the Suncoast, Manatee County Crime Watch officials are making sure kids know how to stay safe, especially when their parents aren't around. The 5th annual Safe Kids Fair took place over the weekend at the Westminster Presbyterian Church in Bradenton. The goal was to teach kids how to protect themselves and who to report if they find themselves in an emergency situation. Parents learned about the National RADS Kids program coming to the Suncoast later on this month.
Basically all it is defensive so that they can do something and get away. Their whole idea is to get away, to be safe.
8 local personnel are now certified to teach the course. Instructors will run the RAD Kids program starting December 30th at the Westminster Presbyterian Church.
Caught on camera a frightening moment for one Florida woman when she noticed an uninvited guest in her backyard. Dallas Ludwig shot this video from her phone as she was getting ready for her daily walk. Ludwig says this black bear, this not so small black bear, had made its way into her backyard throughout the last couple of years, but never quite this close.
At that point, I mean, you're like 4 feet from the bear and, you know, not happy about the damage done to our property. He could have continued to go through the door, maybe break a window.
Well, the good news, after about an hour, Ludwig says the bear finally left, and she did contact the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission about that issue.
You might have noticed an unusual sky in the eastern, an unusual moon rather. I'm so excited about this. The eastern sky last night. Here it is, the supermoon of 2017. Supermoons happen when the sun, moon, and earth align, and a full or new moon aligns with the sun's lunar orb. The supermoon tends to be brighter and appear to be larger than its usual size. The moon, earth, and sun align. Isn't that an eclipse?
Well, it is if it's on the opposite. If the moon is on the opposite side,
oh,
it's
okay.
blocking the sun.
That's the difference.
But if it's not, it's a full moon. If it's in line so that the moon is on the opposite side of the earth as the sun, then you get a full moon.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the supermoon is, well, I love it because it's brightest moon. It's about 30% brighter.
Right,
And it is bigger too. Yeah.
And one
so
your
it's
camera
gorgeous.
can actually pick up, I've noticed too. Like everybody can get a shot of the supermoon.
That's true.
Yeah, pretty good.
And when it's also kind of a harvest moon, just kind of rising, and it's got that blood orange color.
Right.
It's
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Fantastic. We are looking at some, changing weather coming our way. It's nice sitting here next to you this morning.
Yeah,
This is
Thank you
great.
so much.
This is fun.
Thank you. Feels good.
It's going to not feel so good this weekend, though, because it's going to be a lot colder and kind of rainy and drizzly, and it's going to be a cold rain. So a couple of days this week are probably not going to be everybody's favorite. But,
All right.
It's December, right?
We've been warned.
Not
right.
too bad.
We'll talk
not
about it
too
in a
bad.
second.
Not too bad. All right, still ahead, the latest first alert traffic.
And getting to know Stephanie Webb. We'll tell you more about who I'm sitting next to, meet her family, see what she does in her free time, and have a lot more about Stephanie coming up. Ooh, and her boyfriend.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right. There's a peek outside right now in the foggy Rosemary District. We'll talk about John's forecast coming up.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So if you look at the temperature and you look at the dew point, you'll notice they're both the same number, 63 degrees. They're exactly the same, and consequently our relative humidity is high, up at about 100%. We also have some fog around the area, some low-hanging clouds and some fog, which is even lower-hanging clouds. It's cloud that touches the ground, actually, is what fog is. And it could kind of slow your commute in places, so allow some extra time for that. It's going to kind of come and go, ebb and flow, move from one place to another throughout the morning before it actually just mixes away and leaves us with a mostly sunny day. So we start the morning off about where we were last week, which is in the mid-60s across our region with some 50s to the north. That's going to be changing big time as we head into the end of the work week. Currently across the area, 62 Wauchula, Arcadia at 63, Myakka 62, Perry 62, Bradenton 63, so Sarasota, Venice at 64, and Northport comes in at 63. The thickest of the fog right now is near the Venice area, but none of the low-hanging cloud producing any rain showers for us. We do have rain in the forecast later in the week, but for the first half of the work week, the next couple of days, I think our radar picture will be very quiet. Now, we do have some scattered rain showers over on the other coast caused by an onshore wind flow, but we stay dry for your morning commute and your commute home. Now, the rain showers that I spoke of will be on the way because of a frontal boundary approaching. Currently, for today, for tomorrow, probably for the next day, high pressure is our dominant weather influence. That brings us that easterly wind flow and an increasing humidity over the next several days. So the morning temperatures are probably not going to have that nice crisp feel to them as we head into tomorrow morning and the day after. Fog could be an issue for the next couple of mornings. And then as we get into about Wednesday, we'll watch this frontal boundary approach us close enough that our wind speeds start to pick up, and I don't think fog will be the big problem on Wednesday. A line of showers will develop, and that will be approaching Wednesday night, with the best chance of showers across our region probably on Friday. And then the cold air starts to spill in. Warm temperatures to start this work week, rain later in the week, and then cold air on the way for probably Thursday, Friday, and particularly Friday and Saturday. You'll see that in the extended range forecast. For us today, nice day to be out on the waters, really. Just watch for that coastal fog. Could linger a little bit longer than on shore. East wind coming in at about 5 to 10 this afternoon. And the forecast calls for daytime highs in the 80s for the next several days. Rain chances late Wednesday into Thursday begin, topping out on Friday at about 30 to 40% those days. And temperatures fall. Check it out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all in the 60s. And while you say, well, that doesn't sound too bad, just remember that means most of the day on Friday will be spent in the 50s. Back to you guys.
Wow. Chilly. Here's the traffic right now in Manatee County. A little blip there on 301 northbound as you cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, all clear right now in Manatee County. Checking farther south, University has some slowdowns there, going into Lakewood Ranch as well, and also Fruitville in the eastbound lane around Beneva. You'll see some slowdowns on the way out to Siesta Key Beach this morning, too, on the North Bridge. South County, all clear at 5:18 on your Monday morning. Well, it goes like this. Haley went to Nashville.
Set it up, the family tree.
Yeah, exactly. Jacqueline went to evenings. And now Stephanie Webb is here, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This feels like a good first morning so far.
Lots of experience, worked in the Tampa market. From Michigan?
Yes, originally from Michigan. I like to say that I was a Florida girl that was just accidentally born in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, total beach child.
I get it. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yes.
So let's look at your scrapbook now.
All right, here's a little bit about me. I have two girls, Nina and Morgan.
Beautiful.
One is a college freshman, the other one is a college junior. One is going into marine biology and the other is a business major.
Great.
This is us again too. They're also beach babies.
Yeah.
Every vacation we've ever had has always been in the Sarasota, Port Charlotte, Venice area, every year for many years as well. Some of the other things about me, I also have a fur baby.
Oh yeah.
Her name is Rue. She's a chocolate lab. She's, she's pretty smart. She's a pretty good dog.
Yeah.
She keeps me company at night. Yeah, she's a pretty good baby. Pretty good baby.
You got Skulls you watching now. He loves dogs.
Yes. Some other things that I'd like to apologize for Ray about. I'm very adventurous.
Good.
This is indoor skydiving. I will try anything. I have so many things that I want to try, but we like like to be very adventurous around here.
Yeah.
So maybe you and I can go on some adventures.
That'd be great. Now, where'd you do that?
At iFly in Tampa. It was brand new. It's kind of by Topgolf in Tampa, but it's amazing. It's so cool, and there's an instructor with you the whole time, so it's very safe, but it's definitely something to get out there and try.
Yeah.
Ray, I'm really sorry, but I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Yes, this is me doing a story in a Stormtrooper outfit.
It's a nice smile.
I'd like to apologize because the new Star Wars movie is coming out. This is me showing some love to Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about this for probably the next 2 weeks.
Well, our producer loves Star Wars too, so you two can talk about Star Wars. And for those that don't love Star Wars, I'll represent you out there.
Right, right. And you've never seen a Star Wars movie, which I think maybe we need to work on and maybe we need to change. Have like a little marathon.
That sounds like a good time.
In commercial breaks. I'm going to make him watch all the Star Wars movie commercial breaks.
I've never watched Star Trek in my life either.
Oh,
no.
We've got some things to work on.
Outdoors, playing tennis and getting some sun. That's my life.
I love that. I love that. I'm also a film critic, too, so you're going to hear me talk a lot about movies and TV in my life, too. Yes. A lot of useless, random entertainment knowledge that flies around in here. But I'm looking forward to meeting everybody here in Sarasota and making this place my home.
You'll love it.
I do.
All right, still ahead, you'll have a story about Jeep, a new hybrid version of one of its iconic vehicles.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. We're going to tell you which model it is. It's getting this futuristic makeover, and even more important, when you can see it in showrooms across the country. We're going to have that for you next.
Here's a live picture outside again at the Rosemary District. Some fog right now, looking toward downtown. More on John's forecast of a changing weather pattern midweek after this.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
The Ringling Causeway. This is the time to go get parking in St. Armand Circle.
That's right. I think that's good. I'm going to start now. Just move my car. It'll be fine.
Place your car and walk back over. That way you'll have parking at St. Armand Circle. Yes. What's next here?
All right, just a reminder, if you guys have any pictures or anything that you want to check out, don't forget to send them to us on our Facebook page. We would love to use them in any of our newscasts. We'd love to use good pictures. You can find Ray, you can find John as well on there, and of course Twitter as well. You can find us on Twitter and find out all the latest breaking news and any of the local news to us. We want to connect with you on Facebook and stay up to date with what we're doing right here on Good Morning Suncoast as well.
We'll add your Facebook address soon.
That is right. That is right. Stephanie Webb TV. You can find me on there as well, and lots of the latest news that we'll have as well here.
All right, good. Yes. Also, next hour, a picture from the parade this past weekend we'll share with you. We had a lot of fun with the ABC7 family going down Main Street. Do you see pictures of it?
I did, yes. I saw this guy. A lot of familiar faces that were in the parade this year.
Yeah, it was a beautiful night for a parade, too.
Gorgeous weekend, gorgeous weekend. I'm loving that. Well, it is 5:24, and Jeep will soon introduce a hybrid version of one of its most iconic vehicles out there today.
Also, text messaging turns 25 years old already.
It's been 25 years already?
And we'll find out why. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have those stories and more.
In
today's Tech Bites, the Jeep goes high-tech.
Yeah, the automaker has announced a plug-in hybrid version of the Wrangler in 2020.
It's seen as a departure from the rugged Wrangler brand, but all the automakers are trying to improve the fuel efficiency numbers for their lines.
It's looking like Christmas in some parts, especially at NORAD. The agency's Santa tracking website is up and running.
You and your kids won't be able to peek in on St. Nick just yet. The site will be limited to games and other activities until early Christmas Eve morning. And the Humble text message is celebrating its 25th birthday.
It was December 3rd, 1992, that a British engineer sent the first ever text message to a phone company executive. Just 2 words, Merry Christmas.
Oh, good timing. Today, Americans send and received 5 times as many texts as phone calls. A little bit of trivia.
And our parents are doing it now as well.
Oh, yeah. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by the American Cancer Society.
I used to have more hair. I used to have more color. And I used to have cancer. I beat it. I did. Not alone. I used to have no idea what the American Cancer Society did. Research, yeah, but also free rides to chemo and free lodging near hospitals. I used to maybe give a little, then I got so much back. I used to have cancer.
Please give at cancer.org.
Patrick woke up with back pain, but he has work to do, so he took a leave. If he'd taken Tylenol, he'd be stopping for more pills right now. Only Aleve has the strength to stop tough pain for up to 12 hours with just 1 pill. Aleve, all day strong.
Right in your stomach! Watch this!
Yikes. That ice cream was messing with you, wasn't it? Try Lactate. It's real ice cream without that annoying lactose. Lactate. It's the milk that doesn't mess with you.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, if you're in the midst of all that good holiday shopping, we've got an important warning for you about one very popular toy this holiday season.
Plus, Manatee County Sheriff deputies trying to find the person who held up a Checkers early on Sunday morning.
And you may have seen some familiar faces like this guy sitting right next to me at Saturday night's holiday parade in downtown Sarasota. We've got the latest on those stories and so much more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Webb. Who are you?
Yeah, wow. No name tag required. Stephanie Webb is here, folks. She is now joining us, the new co-anchor here in Good Morning Suncoast. How's it feel so far?
It feels good. Kind of feels like that new day at school where you're just trying to feel everything around and, you know, work all the good bugs out. Should I look at this camera or this camera or this camera?
No.
Remembering everything, you know.
First day of school was great. Second day gets boring after a while.
Right.
So,
right.
Hope that doesn't happen here for you.
No. This place always will keep me on my toes, just like John over there.
And nobody will steal your lunch money, so that's it.
Oh, good. Thank you. That's good to know. Okay, just don't mess with my caffeine.
Exactly. It's a pleasure to have you here. You're a ray of sunshine.
Thank you.
Say Ray?
Ray, yes, Ray. There you go.
Ray.
So is Ray.
Thank you.
We're looking at temperatures across the region, which are generally about where we were when we left you on Friday, coming in the mid to low 60s everywhere. We do have some patchy fog out there, though. I want you to watch for that. It'll come up on you quickly, particularly in the southern part of the viewing area right now. But I expect that will probably start to expand northward with time. Punta Gorda now coming in with half-mile visibility. We are looking at a little bit of low-hanging clouds to start off the morning, coming in from Gulf waters and forming locally. But you know what? That will mix away, and we'll be left with a mostly sunny afternoon. And daytime highs that top out mild near 80. Big changes coming, though. Talk about that in just a few. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic right now. Only slowdown we see is on 70 as you head eastbound toward I-75. Otherwise, pretty clear. A little slowdown there on Fruitville Road in the eastbound lane around Tuttle and Beneva in that area. Not sure why this hour of the day. Farther south, though, all clear at 5:32 on your Monday morning. Topping our news this half hour, a search is on this morning for the person who held up a Checkers restaurant near University and Lockwood Ridge.
That's right. Witnesses say a man entered the Checkers store. It was all around 1 a.m. Sunday morning. That person implying that they were armed, though no weapon was ever seen. The thief took an undisclosed amount of money before fleeing the restaurant. Luckily, though, no one was injured. Now, if you have any information on this case, you are asked to contact Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at the number listed right there on your screen. That's 866-634-TIPS. That number again, 866-634-TIPS. Over in consumer news, a warning for parents hoping to put a very popular toy under the Christmas tree this year. Fingerlings are one of the hottest toys this holiday season, and that's why when Mom Lois Rutho found them on Walmart.com, she ordered them immediately. But she didn't get exactly what she ordered when the package arrived.
There was miswording on the package. The product inside wasn't secured. The color was leaching off of the product onto their hands.
It was just really scary, and we were really disappointed.
Now, it turns out her toys were fake. They were actually sold through a third party on Walmart's website. Experts say to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to you, be on the lookout for a few things. First of all, misspelling on the packaging, and be sure to look for suspicious prices that seem either way too low or way too high. And then make sure any website you order from has safeguards for consumers. Now, Walmart gave Rothel a full refund, telling ABC News, quote, "We take these issues very seriously. We have zero tolerance for sellers who list items in violation of our terms of service." And 4 men who have been sent to federal prison for their roles in a Florida sweepstakes fraud scheme involving thousands of victims around the country. The Miami U.S. Attorney's Office says that the 4 were sentenced to prison after being convicted of mail fraud conspiracy charges. Prosecutors say they falsely notified people by mail that they had won a substantial prize and that the recipients had to pay a fee of between $20 and $50 to claim their winnings. The fraudulent letters told victims to pay the fees in cash or by check or money order payable available to fictitious companies. Now, but the money, of course, instead went to the defendants. Nearly 100,000 people fell victim to that scheme. And Floridians give billions of dollars to thousands of charities and nonprofit organizations every year. Very generous as well. But while many are looking to do good, some scammers will try and take advantage, of course.
Our Erica Jackson has some helpful tips to make sure donations are going to those who need it the most.
Bob Heaton and his band, The Savory Swing, are giving back to the community through the power of music.
How can we, as musicians who love to work, help the community? So of all the charities around, the food bank seemed to be the one that we all felt pretty good about.
The band performs 6 times a year in Sarasota. Fans pay $10 a ticket, with all the money going towards All Faiths Food Bank.
It benefits the disadvantaged of our community. There's many, many charities, but the most disadvantages are people who are hungry.
Still, Heaton says there are some who think twice before handing over cash for the donation.
I'm sure there are people that rip people off, but this is very legitimate.
Make sure your money is going to help those who need it most.
Officials with the Florida Attorney General's office say it may be hard to tell which organizations use donations for the services they advertise. Before forking over any cash, Attorney General spokesperson Whitney Ray suggests doing your homework.
If anyone does solicit you, ask a lot of questions. Ask them to send you a pledge form or for more information about their charity.
Also, watch out for similar sounding charities. Some scam artists may choose a name close to well-known charities to get you to donate. It's easier to avoid fake charities than it is to get your money back after falling victim to a scam.
Go ahead and give to an established charity, a well-known charity. That way, when you're solicited, you're not susceptible to any type of scam.
Heaton suggests protecting yourself by how you donate money.
If they're skeptical, just write a check to the All Faiths Food Bank, and it's got to go to them.
Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, the annual Sarasota Holiday Parade took over the streets of downtown Sarasota over the weekend. Of course, you may have seen some very familiar faces. ABC 7 was there with our own convoy. But before the showtime began, ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter spoke with the 2016 Best Float winner, Stage Door Studios. The Sarasota Dance Company's owners say they have been preparing since last January, and participating is something they look forward to all year long.
We have over 300 dancers and parents that participate. We have over 600 dancers at our studio. And what is the whole meaning behind your float and all these dancers? It looks like you got some sort of snow theme going on here. It's a snow theme because, what better at Christmas time than snow? We try to take the theme of greatest show on earth, literally, because we're going to put on the greatest show on earth with Stage Door Studios dancing. We have our Olaf and our Elsa and our Anna on the float, and our 300 dancers performing their Winter Wonderland. Kicks off the holiday season for us. We look forward to it every year.
And of course, Sarasota's Holiday Parade started way back in 1995 and has become one of the largest holiday parades on Suncoast, with thousands of participants every year.
An unusual holiday experience over the weekend for some kids with special needs on the Suncoast. The mall at University Town Center offered a sensory-friendly Santa meet and greet for children on the autism spectrum. The event lowered the lights and cut back on cameras and loud equipment in an effort to create a relaxing atmosphere.
This is the first time we've done this event here at UTC, and we're just excited to offer this new event for families who might have special needs in the community.
It's called an autism-friendly event. It means it's a more manageable degree of sensory stimulation, which will make it calmer and better able to relate to others for the kids.
Well, it is two easy things to love, of course, dogs and the holidays. And the good thing is both of those worlds actually collided in a really cool way in Sarasota over the weekend. It was the annual Jingle Paws Jubilee on Sunday, kind of a really cool event for all those fur baby lovers out there. It was on the Suncoast with an all-new location this year and date. The event featured dozens of local pet-centric businesses, expanding its celebration with the move to the Philippi Estate in Sarasota. The move on Sunday to the day of Sunday also gave visitors a better opportunity to participate and, of course, bring some much-needed food and pet supplies to be donated to local animal groups.
It's amazing how the people brighten up when they see dogs and other dogs, and they're friendly, and people go up and talk to each other. It's like a real sense of community.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love to see everybody loving their dogs. It's great.
It is. The event also helped local animals up for adoption find some new and much needed homes. And of course, for the latest on more of our local stories and breaking news, you can download the updated version of our app. iPhone users need to go to the App Store and just re-download the app to search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Now, Android users, you guys will get that update automatically.
Happening today, Sarasota's Bay Haven School will be part of the largest learning event in history. All 600 students from kindergarten to 5th grade will take part in an hour of code. It's all part of National Computer Science Education Week. Last year, Bay Haven students wrote over 30,000 lines of code with the help of parents, volunteers, and local IT professionals. Today's assembly starts at 2:30 p.m. and is open to the public. Code. My mother told me back in high school, get involved with computers, learn computers.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I thought she was wrong. Boy, was she right.
Everything we do today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's a great thing to do in the schools because, you know, code not only teaches you how to run a computer, but it also teaches you how to think in a way.
Really?
That's a very good point.
So it's good stuff. Good for them. We have across the region some changing weather, I guess you could say. We'll talk about that in just a few.
And of course, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in our first alert traffic and much more, as well as health officials warning everyone this flu season could be more severe than normal.
We'll tell you why when we come back.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Dew points are up there at 63, and the air temperature is the exact match. So we have 100% relative humidity. We have some fog around the area, some of it thick, visibility reducing fog that could actually drop below visibilities of half a mile or more in some locations. So you may need to plan a little extra time on your commute. Tough to tell you exactly where that fog is going to be thickest because it comes and goes. Some places it'll be thick in one 15-minute period, and other places it'll be thicker in another 15-minute period. But right now around the Northport area, the thickest fog is being reported. Last hour, it was around the Venice area. So you get the idea. Don't be surprised to see it on your morning commute and, you know, kind of anticipate that you might see it. A little bit of low-hanging cloud after that fog burns off. The low-hanging cloud will give way eventually to plenty of sunshine, taking our temperatures this morning, which are generally in the 50s to the north and from about Ocala southward in the 60s, including our area. And that will boost our temperatures up to near the 80-degree mark once again today. We were at 78, I believe, for yesterday for a daytime high temperature, and we'll probably be a degree or two warmer than that today. 62, Myakka, Wauchula coming in at 64, Parrish at 63, 3 rather, in Bradenton as it is in Sarasota. Venice comes in at 64 and Northport at 63, Punta Gorda at 62. Across the region, even with that low-hanging cloud, we don't have any rainfall around. The rain showers are on the other coast thanks to that onshore wind flow picking up the moisture from the Atlantic and kind of slinging it back to the coast. But those showers can't make it across the peninsula today or tomorrow or the next day, and we stay rain-free. Now, that may not be the case as we head into probably about Wednesday night as a frontal boundary approaches. Behind that frontal boundary, by the way, there is some cooler air filtering in, and that will be in the forecast for us particularly on Friday, but even as early as Thursday, I think you'll notice a reduction in our highs. So warm temperatures to start, rain later in the week, and then colder air on the way. The futurecast doesn't show much in the way of rainfall around over the next several days. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, but there will be maybe even a thunderstorm on Friday. East wind comes in at about 5 to 10 knots. Nice start to the work week with a daytime high near 80. And then cooler air behind the rain showers filters in on Friday with a daytime high only in the mid-60s. Back to you.
All right, John, checking First Alert traffic right now. You'll see some slowdowns there on 64 in the westbound lane heading toward Holmes Beach. Otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Farther south, all clear now. There was some slowdowns earlier on Fruitville. Those have since cleared up. And South County, a little blip there in 41 south and northbound around the bypass. Otherwise all clear at 548.
In this hour's Health Smart, as most of us take the usual precautions during cold and flu season, health officials are now warning this flu season could be more severe than normal, and that flu shot, well, not quite as effective. ABC's Maggie Rulli has more.
Tonight, a new flu warning. Doctors fearing the virus is hitting faster, with cases already spiking in some regions. The CDC reporting Louisiana, Mississippi, and South Carolina already showing high levels of flu activity, compared to 0 states this time last year. Another concern, the National Institutes of Health warning this season's vaccine may only be 10% effective against this severe strain of the flu. A grim reality for the family of Alana Murrieta.
Never in a million years would we have thought that we would have lost her that day like this.
Her family says the 20-year-old mother of 2 was perfectly healthy until she got the flu last week.
Influenza is not at all anything like a bad cold, that people are hospitalized, lose weeks of work, and die of complications of influenza.
The CDC is reporting hundreds of new flu cases every week, and officials fear these numbers are only going to keep increasing through the holidays. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Now, sports.
We now know who is going to play in this year's college football playoffs, but it's not without some controversy. The 4 teams are Clemson, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Alabama. On New Year's Day, Georgia and Oklahoma will play in the Rose Bowl, and Alabama and Clemson will meet for the 3rd straight year. The Crimson Tide was chosen over 2 conference champions. In fact, Ohio State and USC both left out. Here's the coach's reaction from Alabama now.
I certainly believed and trusted in the integrity of the committee, that they would do their very best to put the best teams in. I really do believe that based on a total body of work, that our team really deserved the opportunity to be in, and we're very pleased and happy that they did.
Now, he's pleased, but this is the first time the college football playoffs will feature 2 teams from the same conference in Georgia and Alabama. Other big games, Miami won't have to travel too far to play in the Orange Bowl, of course, taking on Wisconsin December 30th. Undefeated UCF will face Auburn in the Peach Bowl on New Year's Day. University of South Florida faces Texas Tech in the Birmingham Bowl on December 23rd. And despite a 6-6 record, FSU gets it again, going for a record 36th straight bowl. The Independence Bowl, December 27th, facing Southern Mississippi. NFL news now. Jameis Winston came back. First start since week 9 after an injury, but the Bucs have gone 2-1 with backup Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just the same, he gets some help from Cameron Brate with this one-handed grab. Touchdown Buccaneers 7-0. This would go into overtime, though. 2020, Packers get the ball. Aaron Jones goes 20 yards for the walk-off touchdown. Ouch, so close. Packers win 26-20. Winston goes 21 for 32, 270 yards and 2 touchdowns in his return. Did you watch the game at all?
I did, of course. I was actually really hopeful when it went into overtime. She was like, all right, we've got a chance. We've got a chance.
I know. I was watching the Buccaneers on one TV, Buffalo Bills on the next TV.
I do that with my Detroit Lions as well. I'm like, okay, we just got to watch them here and here.
Yes. By the way, Herm Edwards, former NFL coach, just chosen to coach Arizona State now in college.
All right, nice. 'Tis the season for some switching of the coach update.
Exactly. Up next, your local news headlines, and a Kentucky teenager builds a roller coaster in his backyard.
That's right. We're going to tell you what he used to help take his engineering skills to a whole new level right after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking an account executive to join our winning sales team. This is an outside sales position covering the Tampa DMA. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
The search is on for the person who held up a Checkers restaurant near University and Lockwood Ridge. It happened early on Sunday morning.
Plus, Pinellas County Sheriff deputies are trying to figure out if a body found on Sunday morning near Egmont Key is that of a missing Manatee County man. Frank Horn of Cortez Village hasn't been seen in 2 weeks, but his boat has been recovered.
And a fun weekend on Siesta Key for the annual Seafood Music Festival. Hundreds enjoyed the event in the parking lot of the public beach area.
Finally, this hour, we often tell high school students to pay attention to their homework and work extra hard for that next step in life. But 16-year-old Kentucky teen Logan Moore, he took the work he does in school to whole new heights, 8.5 feet to be exact. The teen decided on a whim to create his very own backyard roller coaster.
Well, I'm going to keep this for a little while, and then I may, may do another one, may redesign it, but I'll wait on that just a little bit because it's been a lot of work.
Wow, Logan says he is interested in going to school for engineering in the future. Good choice, Logan. Hopes one day he'll be able to design and build roller coasters for a living.
Smart kid.
That's right.
Wow.
How great would that be, too, to be able to design your own roller coaster? So many are virtual reality. I love it.
Yes.
Really. Tell the kids in the neighborhood, I have a roller coaster in my yard.
Yes.
Come on over.
Works good for a first date.
Changing forecast and more news on the way. Stay with us.